Hello, hello. It is Ryan Danielle Lasan here with Inspire Brand Consulting, and it is 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I had shared in an earlier video that I would be back on live to talk to you all about the upcoming Get to Clarity course, which I am extremely proud of. I'm thrilled and honored and humbled to offer to high achieving women who are looking to advance their careers or build their dream businesses, or both, with clarity, confidence, and peace. And this is a dream project for me that I've been working on for many, many, many years. In fact, this was even pre what I ever thought Inspire would be. I wanted to bring something to women that was empowering, uplifting, that shared tools, that offered scientifically based and best practice development tools, and I get to do that now, and I love it, and I'm actually really good at it. So it's really fun to be able to support women move forward, because the women that I work with are incredibly bright and talented, and they are doing great things. And yet they know that something internally within them is saying there's a calling for more. There is more to give, greater impact to be made. And it can be very scary to step out of your comfort zone and to really live and dream bigger, and to believe that you can achieve the things that are in your heart. And it's awesome to be able to support women along that journey. So I have my notes. I wrote them actually on a pretty card. It was like something that and just to give a shout out, this is actually from the MD Anderson Center, Cancer Center, and they've crossed out cancer. And so I didn't think to do that before, but I thought, you know what, I actually need some driving notes, because there are several things that I want to talk to you about, and so I've got them, at least my outline here. And I thought I'd put it on a pretty card. I'm not sure where that inspiration came from, but the first thing is really talking about, who this course is for. And this course is for you if you are a high achieving woman, if you recognize that you want to play bigger in your life. You recognize that within yourself, you are looking to really live your mission. You are looking to take action on your divine assignment. When people reach out to me, they often say things like, I know what I should be doing. I know what I could be doing, but I'm not doing it. And I don't seem to be able to make myself do it. And that's a real emotional space for someone to be in. And I'm talking about people who have got titles, they're PhDs, they're attorneys, they are professors, they're women who are high in their industry, who are grappling within themselves to say, I know what I should be doing, but I can't make myself do it. I can't seem to get out of my own way. I can't seem to find the courage. I can't seem to find the support, gain the momentum to make it happen. And that's a really sad space to be in. It's a space that I know personally, and it's a space that I see every day. And it can really cause some major emotional flux between, also these women are, of course, every day showing up as their best selves. So there's things that they're doing, and yet, see, and this is the thing, this is like the equation, and yet there's something more that they want to give and they can't access it. So that's who this is for. So if you fall in that bucket, if you find yourself having that type of internal dialogue, then this course is designed specifically for you, specifically for you. So the second thing that I want to talk about is the fact that if this message resonates with you, then that means that this is a synchronicity. Synchronicity is happening. This is like a moment in time where for whatever reason, this video has come across your wave of consciousness, of awareness, and I'm saying something that is resonating with your heart space, which means that this may be an opportunity for you to move forward. This may be the right time and the right space with the right support for you to do something and for you to take action. So if you're feeling moved, I invite you to take advantage of this transformational opportunity. Because by you feeling that emotion, it is your indicator that what I'm saying is speaking to your heart space. And this is a divine experience. If that's happening, this is divine. You were divinely led to be on this video at this time. And that's important. It's important to really recognize and honor that. And the third thing I want to share with you is that I have a lot of women who have this typical discussion with me. And it's a lot of women that I know. And this is no disrespect. This is said with such love and such respect. And this is actually said not from a personal space, but from a professional space as a transformational mindset coach who also happens to know people, right? So I hear people say all the time, these beautifully talented women, Ryan, I love what you're doing. Thank you so much for the information. I'm inspired by what you're saying. I've really got to get my life together. I want to work with you. And I don't hear anything from them. Now, I'm going to actually say two things. This just popped into my head. The one thing that I'm going to say in terms of really taking ownership for myself and taking ownership for my own journey, because remember, I only know how you feel because I am that same person. I happen to be on the other side of the journey than from where you may be feeling right now. However, every time I really push myself to jump to the next level, to make my own quantum leap, I have to use the tools that I'm teaching my clients to use. I have to put this into practice every single day because my natural tendency, a deeply embedded part of my personality, is feeling like an imposter, and it is a perfectionist. It is a person who's waiting for perfect. So I say that to you to say that part of, maybe one of the reasons why someone has said, I would love to work with you along my own personal journey, is because there have been times where I have stretched and I've grown and I've been out there, and then guess what? I got scared and I receded back. So maybe I was not in the right place at the right time for my people to hear me. Now hear that for yourself, because you have people that you have been put on this earth to support and to help. And when you recede, when you stay stuck in fear, you can't help them. You can't touch them. They can't be saved by your spiritual gifts, by your talents, by your brilliance, by your mission, the reason that you're here. If you are hiding your light, your people go unserved. And that is a lesson that when I heard that from my own coach, when I heard my coach say in 2017, it was the summer 2017, who said, her name's Tara Sage, she's amazing, look her up. She said, Ryan, I think what you're suffering from really is perfectionism. And you're waiting and you're hiding in your office behind all of your degrees and behind all of your books, all your knowledge, all your expertise. You're hiding your light. You're hiding. And your people can't be saved. And that's why you're in this business. That's why you're here. And it's true. And I cried for like weeks and weeks and weeks as I came to terms with, OMG, like for real, I am stuck in perfectionism. I'm waiting to be perfect before I can serve people. So maybe that's a reason why people say, hey, I would love to work with you, but I don't hear from them. So I'm going to own that. I'm going to own that. And that's why I am continuing to push myself and use my own tools and be out there, right? So I can serve my people. Second reason that I also sense that people say, I'd love to work with you, and then I never hear from them, is because it's scary to ask for help. It's scary to really come to terms with the fact that you're stuck. I'm going to tell two very short stories. One is of a client who just onboarded, and she's a private coaching client, meaning she's not part of the group coaching. She is in a private coaching engagement. And she's, like all of my clients, incredibly talented, and she's got this amazing vision for her business that she wants to start, and she's a doctor. Like, she's incredible, right? She's like OMG amazing. And as she was coming on, I have an initial conversation with, a free strategy conversation, complimentary for anyone who's interested. And during this call, she shared with me her vision. And she also shared the deep, 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 deep emotion that she has because she can't access that vision, right? And there's a chasm between what she wants and she hopes and prays and really wishes that it could come true, yet there's not a belief that it can happen. And in this space is suffering. And so she was in suffering. And so we talked, and she decided that she wanted to hear more information. So I gave her more information. We connected again. And I'm asking her, what did you think about what you read, and how would you like to move? And so what she shared with me is that by uncovering what she felt around her vision and her dream was overwhelming, to say the least. Because usually what she does is she has the thought, she sees the vision of what she wants, and she quickly ignores it. She quickly shoves it down, or she puts it away, or something else comes up that kind of like distracts and takes her away from that vision. And she doesn't spend a lot of time sitting with it, sitting with what she wants. Because when she does, of course, what happens? She goes right down the how hole, which says, how do I do this? How do I get this done? How do I make it happen? How do I, how? Which is anxiety producing, overwhelming, frustrating, shaming because you can't figure it out. Okay, you get it, all that good stuff, right? And so she said that as she began to really sit with what she wants, two things happened. One, she recognized the emotional pit that she was in. And two, she also recognized how much was already in her environment that she was doing that was aligned with her vision. Okay, so that's the first thing. To say that it's really, really, really hard to be in a state where you want something, but you don't know how to get it, right? And so I get that. I really get that. But that is a reason that people stay on the other side of getting support. Another reason, this is another client, another story that I want to quickly share with you, is that as high achieving women, we believe that we should be able to do this on our own. I should be able to figure out how to make myself do what I already know that I should be doing, because damn it, I can do it. Yes, and that's true, because you put yourself through law school, you put yourself through graduate school, you put yourself through college, you put your raising a family perhaps. I mean, you're doing it. Like, you are doing a lot of high functioning, high executive, level thinking and doing and acting. So, you should be able to make this happen on your own. And I think that mindset really prevents people from accessing help, right? There's a lot of shame in that. There's a lot of shame in saying, I don't know how to make myself do something that I want to do so desperately. And I'm here to tell you that actually there's people such as myself who are expertly trained to help you figure out how to get over yourself, how to get out of your own way. There's a particular technique, and there are practices that I've developed and tools that I use with my clients. It's not just through osmosis that someone's able to quantum leap what they're able to do. In fact, the doctor from the story I just shared with you, she's a doctor, and she said, she's a therapist, and she said, I'm able to do with, in the coaching relationship with you, Ryan, I'm able to do what I thought would take years of psychotherapy. years and it's been like 5 weeks. I mean, it works, right? The process works. So there can be a lot of shame in really recognizing that someone needs support. And so and what I shared with this second story now, she and I are talking, typical story, right? She's got this thing that she wants to create. She's like super high level in her job and she wants to do different things. She really wants to do entrepreneurial work and she's got these great visions. And we now are on the same type of call, introductory call, follow-up call, and she is maybe 15 years older than I am. And so that is playing a factor into what fear is telling her. Now, fear doesn't say, hi, I'm fear and I'm showing up for you to self-sabotage. Fear says things like, you're 55 years old. Why do you need somebody who's younger than you to tell you what to do? Okay? Or it says like, you've made it this far, just do it. Just make yourself do it. Okay? So she and I are now having a conversation where she's sharing with me all the reasons why she shouldn't come on board as a client, although she knows that what I'm saying to her is really what she needs to be supported. So it's like crazy cycle going on in her mind at the time, right? So fear is saying very loud and clear, shaming messages around, you need to do this on your own. Shame on you for not having the tools already. Shame on you for finding someone younger. Shame on you for being told what to do. As her spirit is saying, this is a person who could really help me, right? And so I share this, I love this parable. I share this with her. I said, this is what I'm hearing. This is exactly what I'm hearing. And again, I say this with all love and all respect from a professional standpoint. I hear that there's a flood, there's a flood outside, it's flooding, and you have left your house and you're up on the roof, and a rowboat comes along, and the person in the rowboat says, hey, come, I can help you, come down, I can save you. And you're like, no, thanks, I'm praying to God, I'm praying, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to pray, and God is going to save me. And she looks at you and she says, all right. And in her rowboat, she just keeps on going. And then next comes a person in a motorboat. And she says, hey, come down. I can save you. And you say, no, thank you. It's okay. I'm praying to God. God's going to save me. And she's like, all right, well, okay, take care, right? And she goes. And then next, a helicopter comes. And she throws down a rope and she says, climb up the rope. I can save you. I can help you. And you say, I'm okay. I'm praying to God. God is going to save me. And what happens? You drown. The person drowns. And they go to heaven and the person says to God, God, I had so much faith in you. I was praying, and what happened? I'm so disappointed. And God says, I sent you 3 people with very specific messages saying that they could help you, they could save you, they can support you. And you said no to each one. That's what God does. God gives us people to save each other. That's why we're here. That's why you're here. You're here to save other people. And I am here to save you and to save your dreams. That's why we're here. Let's be very real about that. You are here with gifts and talents and brilliance and wonders that no one else can fill. And this isn't like, feel good things that you might tell an 8-year-old, like you're special, which are wonderful things. But I really mean that genuinely. No one else has had your particular set of circumstances. No one else has your story, and your story matters. And when you share your story, you're able to connect with other people who are in need. It doesn't matter what the need is. The need is there, or else you wouldn't have your story. It's cyclical. It's a purpose, right? So save yourself. Save yourself. If you are feeling like you are ready to take action and to do more, I'm throwing you a rope. I am on that motorboat. I am on the rowboat. Take action. Do it today. Do it today. All right. The next thing I want to share with you is the fact that fear holds up a magnifying glass. And I love this. And my communications director and I today, Toby, is out there, Curated Brilliance. If you are looking to share your story and amplify it, she's amazing at helping you craft your story. We were talking today, and she shared with me this great visual that fear is like a magnifying glass. And it is, right? Fear magnifies what truly doesn't even exist. And I talk about it a lot as fear as being false evidence appearing real. And when I came to terms with my own perfectionism and realizing that it was my mindset that was standing in my way of me really propelling my business in the way that I had wanted to, it was pretty traumatizing. And I also recognized that it felt like I was at the top of a mountain. And I was asking myself to jump off this mountain with no parachute. And the only option was to die, literally, was to die. Because I felt like if I did what I'm doing right now on video, I'm taking all of these risks and I'm putting myself out there, that I would be embarrassed. I would embarrass my family. I would embarrass my husband. I only have a 1-year-old. She's only 1, and yet 3 years ago I felt like I would embarrass my children that I didn't even have, right? I felt like I would fail, that I would not amount to anything, that maybe I wasn't actually as smart as I had hoped I was, or that I wasn't as talented. Do you see what fear does? Fear magnifies. And the things that I could see in my mind that would happen, if I actually took these risks, were extreme things. Like maybe I would honestly go totally broke, or maybe I would be, and I actually had a client who's told me this, and it was exactly what I knew to be true for myself. She wants to write a book, and she said that she will actually be typing and take her hands off of the keyboard, close the computer, because she can see herself on CNN and being criticized. Okay, she doesn't even have a book yet. But see, this is what fear does. And because what we see, we believe that to be true, we recede, we go back. And that is what's keeping many, many, many people playing small, is this magnetism that fear creates. And I can help you move past that. In fact, that is like one of my pieces in my wheelhouse, is this whole confidence building piece, which is why it's taken me a bit of time. It's actually taken me like 3 or 4 years to really coin exactly what I do, which is a transformational leadership coach, transformational mindset coach. Transformational mindset coach. I actually went from leadership coach, scratch that out, to mindset coach, because really what I do, and it's about leadership, it's personal leadership, but what I do is I help you focus on your mindset. So if you want to start a business, it's about how do you get in the right headspace for you to be an entrepreneur. If you want to move into the C-suite, how do you get into the right headspace to move up in your career and ascend a corporate ladder or whatever the entity may be? So it's all about the mindset. And most of that is about recognizing what your fears are, learning to overcome them, and build your confidence muscle. So the very last piece that I want to share with you is I wish for you to get out of your head and to really get into your heart. And that may sound a bit esoteric, although what I also know to be true about high achieving women, because I am one of them, and because I used to, and if I'm not vigilant, can be really stuck in my thoughts. I was talking to a client the other day who is an overthinker, right? She really super strategizes about things, which I totally get because that's a very high achieving woman trait, is we love to strategize. We love to think and tinker and, plot everything out. And what fear tells us is that that's actually doing something, right? So it's like you want to lose weight and you've created a meal plan and you've created an exercise plan and you maybe even went online and got a membership and you maybe even went to the mall and got a new outfit and new shoes and all that kind of good jazz, but you're eating potato chips and ice cream on the couch and you're not going to go exercise. You've done all the planning for it, but you're not doing it. You're in your head space. You're in your head. What I want you to be is in your heart. And when you're in your heart, when you've moved from the head and have connected to the heart, what you're doing is you're moving from a point of power and a point of passion. You're not thinking, you're doing. You're in the act. You're in the momentum. You are in the groove. You're in your right rhythm. That's where the magic is. Suffering is when we overthink. Suffering, because when you're on the couch and you're eating your potato chips and you're eating your ice cream, you're also thinking here I go again, I failed again. I'm not gonna lose the weight. I can't do it. It's too hard. I don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing it. So you're shaming yourself as you're sitting on the couch. It's not like it feels good. It doesn't feel good. So right now, if you're disconnected from your dreams, if you're not actively living them, you're suffering. I get that. I really get that. I'm in a very emotional space and I could go on and on about so many stories about my own suffering. I really get it. And I want to tell you that there is another way. You do not have to suffer. You don't have to. You can connect with your heart. You can move forward. And you can, absolutely, without a doubt, you can advance your career or build your dream business with clarity, confidence, and peace. It's there for you. You wouldn't have the vision if it weren't possible. I wholeheartedly believe that. I had a vision for Inspire. For a long time, I didn't believe that it was possible. So for a long time, I held back, right? Or I would start and then recede. And I talked about that earlier in the video, that cycle. So I get it. I was overthinking, over-strategizing, over-complicating. And now it's much more simple. Now, because I use the tools that I teach my clients and I teach in this course, I use them every day, every single moment of the day to continue to move forward. So now I can be comfortable on camera and talk at length, apparently, and feel good about what I'm doing. Whereas before, this felt really scary and intense. You can do this too. There's nothing different. There's nothing, absolutely nothing different between you and Beyonce. I'm gonna tell you that. Nothing is different. She's just as human as you are, and you are just as fabulous as she is. The difference is not between the two of you in terms of what you are given, right? You are given equally divine gifts as she's given. The difference is that she started at like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And she's been doing this work that she does for 30 years. 30 years. And look where she is. She wasn't here 10 years ago or 20 years ago. She's here now after 30 years of being her, right? And she's continuing to evolve. So in another 10 years, she's going to be another 10 years of advanced. When are you going to get in the game? When are you going to get in your game of your life, of your dreams, of your power, of your brilliance? Is it going to be today? Is it going to be tomorrow? Next week? Next year? Because whenever you start, that's when the clock starts. That's when it starts for you. It's when life gets to be more fun, where you get to alleviate some of that overwhelm and stress and hoping and wishing and longing, and you get to do the doing. It's not easy. I'll be the first to tell you. It's not easy. I've cried so many tears And yet look at where I am. Look at where you could be. So what's it costing you to stay where you are? What's it costing you? Fear is going to say that the cost of the course, which is under $600, oh my God, $600. Are your kids going to be able to go to camp? $600, like, are you going to be able to go on vacation? $600, are you going to, oh no, like, be able to? I don't think you'll be homeless. I don't think so. I don't think that it's going to break your bank. I don't think so. Fear will tell you that though. But I don't think it will. Because what I know to be true is that when you are living in your purpose, you begin to see just the abundance that is around you. You begin to see who you truly are. So things are magnetized to you in a way that you never could have ever imagined as possible. So what's it costing you? Because what you could have, if you enroll in this course, is you could have seven live coaching calls with me where I'm actually coaching you live with your cohort members. So not only are you dialing in and you're saying, you know, Ryan, I've been looking at the content, or I have this question about how do I make myself do what I don't want to do, but I know that I want to do. And I coach you specifically through your issue. And you get to listen as other high achieving women are being coached through their issue, because you're probably having a very similar issue. And one of the things that I heard from our pilot cohort is that the group dynamic was one of the most outstanding and surprising aspects of the Get to Clarity course. These women fell in love with each other. They learned from each other. They grew together. How powerful is that? So you'll get 7 of these live coaching courses, coaching calls, and the course itself for less than $100 a call. Okay, that ain't gonna happen anywhere else. That's not gonna, no ma'am, no. And you get that. That's exciting. That's incredible. That's a fraction of the cost of coaching. Fraction. It's so fun to be able to deliver this and to give this to you. So, if you are as excited as I am about this course, if you feel like you are ready to take your life, your career, your mindset, your business to the next level, I would be honored and excited to be on that journey with you. So if you are, I want you to walk through the doors, because the doors are closing. Class starts Monday. Our first live group coaching call is Thursday of next week. And I want you to be on it. I want you to be in it. Not for me, but for you. I want you there. So if you're interested, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to www.inspirebrandconsulting.com/get to clarity. Okay, I said it real slow, so I'm going to say it again. www.inspirebrandconsulting.com/get to clarity. All the information's there, all of the benefits, all of the questions and answers, all of the everything. It's all there. And you can enroll now. Don't wait. And I am excited to see you in class on Monday and on our call on Thursday. Thank you for spending this time with me. This has been really fun. I am super passionate, and I love you, and I love your dreams, and I want you to know how brilliant you are, and that you are spirit having this human experience, which means that fear is along for the ride, and yet you are bigger than any fear that you could possibly have. And it's your opportunity right now to have a transformation of your mindset, to really build your beliefs and know that anything is possible for you. So I wish you love and light. Have a good night.